Hello everyone! For this tutorial I want to tell you how to get output of specifically internal forces from a volume of soil interface situation like pile concrete volume. For this specific topic you should go to the structure, and I just want to create just a simple tutorial part, so I'm just going to create a ball hole very fast using my own directory of system, and make just one layer, maybe minus 20, maybe minus 25 is okay. And here I can have it without any water, make the calculation a little faster. Okay, I'm going to the system of the structure right now. For this part I'm going to look from the top, choosing this curve. Okay, right now I want to have specific segments of circle round. For radius is maybe 0.1, 0.5, it's enough. Now what do I have here? Okay, in here you can just create a surface, and for this surface you can extrude it like this. For having specifically a pile, maybe minus 10 is good. So now I have a volume concreted pile. For what should I have for pile? I'm going to create a new concrete pile. The linear elastic should be chosen. The porous media should be non-porous, and I choose this Young unit weight for concrete, and 2.67 for Young modulus, and 0.25 for Poisson ratio. So I just drag the material here, right click on the system, and creating this positive interface, excuse me, and creating of course surface load. For future references about the of course the TSK resistance and around the system, I suggest to do this too. I want to hide this specific surface, creating deep components into surface system. And right now I want to have specifically a positive or a negative interface here, and a positive of course here too. So right now I'm going to the mesh part, creating a mesh generation part. So let's go to the stage construction. As you can always understand, the initial phase is only for soil. For the second part I'm going to start just in creating the pile and changing the pile material. So installation phase, for the phase 2 I'm going to do the surface load and active the interfaces too. So let's go to the calculation. So after the calculation got finished, I want to tell you something. We are getting the output, but before that, the load I choose here was too small. I changed it maybe into the minus 20 is better. So I'm going to recalculate the phase 2 again. So after the calculation got finished, we're getting the output. So inside this part we have specifically parts of every inch of our model, so the contour is not necessary to be shown, and of course the surface load. What is happening inside this volume? We are going to click on a specific structured force. In here we choose pile as volume detecting part, and center line procedure happening. After this part, a center line completely creating inside your volume of the pile, and you can see everything in here is happening inside the pile. The axial load, the shear load for each direction, and of course the moment of the system is happening, and you can have the internal force of your system completely here. Okay, maybe the shear force is most important part, and the moment, and of course the axial force give us a lot of input for the system, how we can design it and what's happening inside our system. One of the output was this, and when you have a specific part of the system for interfaces, you could double click on the interface and choose what kind of interface you are you want to work and you want to understand about the stresses around the system and the strains around the system and understand about the T-skin resistance part too. For this part, I choose the borehole water level system in this directory and deactivate the eye behind the soil, and only I have the pile. Double click on the interface and you have your interface and interface stresses. So a lot of stresses happen. Shear stresses in two direction could give you the understanding about the shear stresses, and the number of the shear stresses of course is very important, and the relative stresses give us the idea what is happening around the system and soil structure interaction. And the maximum shear stress is also very important too. You can see the shear stresses around all the procedure of the skins around the pile give us the number of the reactions, and you can go through these outputs and understanding what's happening in, around the pile, and this kind of output give you the understanding about the inside the volume of the soil structures procedure and the concrete volume piles like that, what is the internal forces and how we can get the answer of this. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. And for the future references, I will invite you all to go through our social media platforms for getting the best and the latest update of the Plaxis tutorials. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
To follow our activities, subscribe our YouTube channel and reach us through different social media platforms.